Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of A Piece of New York. Today, it's our birthday episode. Not the channel's birthday, it's my birthday. And where did we come to? We came to one of my favorite places to come on my birthday, 99 Favors. It's not just one of my favorite places to go on my birthday, but just one of my favorite places, period. What they do is they combine Chinese hot pot with Korean barbecue, and it is all you can eat. And trust me, this guy likes to get his grub on. One thing I will say about 99 Favor, they've been around since 2012 with the original location opening up in Brooklyn, and then 2 years later they opened up in the Lower East Side in Chinatown. Now they have 4 locations across New York City, in Staten Island, here in Queens, Brooklyn, as well as Manhattan. Let's go inside, check it out, and get our grub on. Okay, so at 99 Favor, because of the pandemic, what a lot of places are doing is they're going with that no more holding of the menus and getting your hands all over everything, getting that dirty. They actually have the touchless right here. You scan this with your phone, that's gonna pull up the menu. And this is how we ordered our assortment. Now, of course, you got the Korean barbecue, which is a couple dollars more expensive than the hot pot. Let's dig into the sliced duck. Here we go. Cheers. Because it's so thinly sliced, it's juicy, tender, a little bit on the chewy side, but the flavor of the duck really comes out. And even though it's a bit of a bargain to come here versus other places where sometimes you can be spending upwards of $50, $60 to come to an all-you-can-eat barbecue, this is very, very good. One of my favorite things to do also is make sure that you get your dipping sauces. The director for the show doesn't really like that I get a lot of oil. Chili oil is one of my favorite things to have with it because I love the spiciness when I have in food. You know, might be my Mexican side, but I'm taking that duck, dipping in that chili oil. Cheers. If you're looking for a little bit of spice, if you're looking for any type of flavor, they got it in that bar. Make sure that you add an assortment of flavors that you are going to like with that, and try what you may, and see if you can't make that meat a little bit more enjoyable for the dipping sauces when you're coming to eat here. Here we have the pork belly. Ooh, that looks very delicious. And then right next to it, we have the steak. I like my steak medium. Don't like it too well done, so I'm gonna make sure I pull off a little bit earlier than I'm gonna have our server take it off. Ooh, look at this chard. That's almost good. That's almost ready to go. Now I know what they say when you go to a steakhouse. You're supposed to let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm getting this bad boy hot off the grill. Delicious, crunchy, had a nice sizzled crust to that pizza steak, and I gotta say this, all the meat here so far has been delicious. It's been good, and there's a reason why 99 Favor is my go-to spot on my birthday. Now, what I've been waiting for. Let me say this though, pretty much all these pieces of meat I've been waiting for, but the anticipated one, the black pepper steak, something that I've been looking very forward to. This is one of my favorite meats when I come here. If I'm trying an assortment of meats, I know right off the bat, I'm getting 2 orders of these because I enjoy it so much. Then you dip that right there in your hot chili oil, add a little bit of extra spice to it. Juicy, tender, spicy. That black pepper definitely gives it a little bit of a kick as well when you're eating. I love it. Now, let's go to the pork belly. Cheers. This one has very interesting texture. Reason being, you have the toughness of the meat, but it's also a very fatty cut of meat as well. So there's a combination of chewiness, crunchy as well, because it just comes off of that barbecue. Not bad. When it comes to flavor, it's not at the top of my list compared to the black pepper beef. Still delicious nonetheless. Okay, folks. So right here we have the hot pot, and this is a tomato broth that you can cook your food in. With the hot pot, there's actually not as many meat options as there are with the barbecue, but there's still some good options. Like right here, just gonna do a little compare and contrast. This is the lamb that we got for the hot pot. Alrighty, try that difference. So, as soon as you try it, depending on the broth that you get, this one being the tomato, the sweetness of the tomato flavor hit my mouth immediately. It was actually more of an overpowering flavor. I could tell that I was eating meat, but full transparency, the tomato flavor was one that was that was the dominating flavor in the lamb. Still good. I prefer have it on the barbecue, but not a bad option also. And the difference is when you get the grill and then when you also get the hot pot, someone's helping you and actually flipping the meat for you on the grill. With the hot pot, you're doing it yourself. You're in charge of it yourself. You can cook it how you want, when you want. But over here, they take more control of the grill and they're cooking it for you. Now, let's try a beef dumpling that we got right here. Dumplings. Don't sleep on those. I, for one, love dumplings. That dumpling, I loved it. Much better than the lamb that we just had. I will say this, of all the things that I've had, this includes the barbecue, this was near the top. The black pepper beef is definitely number one overall that I've had so far, but this is number two. And that's considering we've also had lamb, we've had sliced duck. This beef dumpling, fantastic. Could not recommend it more. With the hot pot, you have more seafood and vegetable options, where with the barbecue, it's strictly more of that red meat with the barbecue option. Folks, it's been a couple years since we've actually been to 99 Favorite because of the pandemic. This has got to be something new because I've never seen a cut of steak like this before. Usually everything comes thinly sliced, but now they're just getting a long skirt steak. Here we go, the barbecue steak, that big long piece of skirt steak that I was just showing you all a second ago. Cheers. So we cooked this one a little bit more. It kind of has that Pittsburgh style where there's a seared outside, very crunchy crust, and then a nice tender on the inside. I will say this, I do enjoy the black pepper beef a little bit more when I am getting a steak cut. Had a little bit more kick to it. This was your traditional barbecue flavor. Still good, but if I'm choosing between the beef and then this would be number two. Still high on the ranking though. This was one of my favorite meats that I have had tonight. Right here, this is actually one of my favorite breakfast foods in the Chinese cuisine. A Chinese donut, or, hope I'm saying this right, youtiao. Now, when I usually get this, it's downtown Flushing at one of the side markets right there, and I get it where it's really greasy fried. This was cooked in that broth. Let's see how it compares. When you go to downtown Flushing and you get it, because it's going to be fried, it's going to be much more crunchy. It's going to have a lot more oil in this. This, tasty. I get it, I'm eating soggy bread. Nonetheless, I do enjoy this. If you ever see this on the menu when you go to a Chinese restaurant, make sure you get it. If you've never had it, you're going to love it. I promise you. Now we're going to be trying some of that hot pot beef. Ooh, as you can see, pretty juicy. Have a lot of that broth coming off of it. Cheers. I gotta say once again, the tomato is that dominating flavor. There is a hint of nice, delicious steak juice on the aftertaste, but when that steak hits your mouth, the tomato is really the dominating flavor that is encompassing all the other flavors that comes with the steak. Maybe I can neutralize that with my chili oil. Ooh. Cheers. Now maybe that's a move. Get a spicy dipping sauce. That way you have the nice contrast, the spicy, sweet meat flavor when you're going with it. That knocked it out of the park. Glad that I had that by my side. Now what we have on the grill right here is actually the lamb leg and then the rack of lamb as well. So we got a couple lambs going on here right now, and I'm looking forward to both per usual. So one of the great things that I love about barbecue restaurants, especially when they're cooking right in front of you, is you get that smell, that sensation, and your mouth starts watering. We have a lot of red meat on the grill right now. We have some steak, we have some pork belly. The lamb just came off it. I love lamb. Lamb, very underrated meat in my opinion. I love it. Can eat it anytime, almost anywhere. Cheers. You know something funny? After talking up lamb so much, I actually think I enjoy the taste or the flavor of the duck a little bit more, and that's usually not the case. I don't know why. The duck seemed a little bit more juicy, a little bit more tender as well, but still, nonetheless, this is a very good meat. I mean, I'm just giving what I would rank one over the other, and right now, if I had to order one before the other, I'm going duck over lamb at this place, but still, a very tasty and succulent meat here at 99 Favor. We got that pork chop, and then we also have the boneless steak. It's all good. It's all good. All good cuts of meat. But right now, we got some lamb. And what I like about this, it's not going to be the thinly sliced lamb that we did have earlier. These are nice big chunks of lamb. Here right now, this is the lamb leg, and this is the rack of lamb right here. I'm trying that lamb leg first. Much better than the thinly sliced lamb that we had earlier. This juicy, thick, tender. Also, I'm getting the type of, I'm not sure if they spice it this way, but almost a cumin flavor. Very delicious. I like that one a lot. I would definitely recommend this. This might be number 3 behind the black pepper beef, the steak, and then this guy comes in number 3. Now, let's do that rack of lamb. Ooh. It's just kind of a big thing of lamb all stuck together. I'm not going to shove that in my mouth right now. Just take a little bite of it. Flavorful. Tastes very fresh. I can't really describe it. I don't know. It just tastes very good. A little bit chewy, a little bit too chewy for me. I prefer the lamb leg more. Still, nonetheless, 2 very good cuts of lamb that I recommend, especially over the thinly sliced lamb. I loved it. Guys, we're coming to the end. That doesn't mean we're stopping. I'm just coming to the end of all the food that we've been eating. First guy I'm going to grab that boneless steak right off the grill. Looks good. Looks mighty good. Cheers. Just top the black pepper beef. Why? There's a little bit fatty, very juicy, delicious, tender. It also kind of has the flavor of all the other meats in the barbecue that was already made on this grill. So I'm not mad about it. As a matter of fact, I'm loving it. Take another look at that meat. Ooh, good steak. Too good. Now, for that pork chop. Cheers. You can never go wrong with beef and pork whenever you go out to a restaurant. Same with 99 Favor. Quality pork here. That steak, I loved it. That boneless steak, that was number 1. Without a doubt, even more so over the black pepper beef. This pork chop though, I mean, let's just say this. If I were to yelp about it, I wouldn't be complaining about it. It's soft, it's tender, has a nice flavor to it as well. I mean, when you come here, don't sleep on it. As a matter of fact, make sure you get yourself a chop. As if my birthday cannot get any better than the fantastic meal that I've already had. My waiter hooked it up with a Blue Sky. According to him, it is his favorite drink, and it's just, very simply, Sprite and vodka. Cheers, and a happy birthday to me. Strong drink, yet refreshing. Love the bubbles of that Sprite. Delicious. Cheers. Hope you all have a great day. I love it. Folks, in here we have the final 4. We're on our round 2, and we have black pepper beef, boneless steak, regular beef, and filet beef. I took it in my own hands. Cut my own meat now. Making sure it's not getting too burnt. Actually, it kind of is already too burnt. That's why I took it in my own hands. All right, folks, that concludes my dinner here at 99 Favor. And we don't know why it's called 96 Favor some places, and then online it says 99 Favor. Either way, fantastic. I mean, downtown in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. If you're in the area, you're craving some food, make sure you come here because you have Hotpot or you have the Korean barbecue. Folks, if you like the video today, please give us a thumbs up. If you like the content, give us a subscribe. And the weekend's only a few days away. I'm not going to be with you, but please have a drink with me, and we'll see you next week. Take it easy. Bye-bye.